What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is SaintKthulhu, and today we're going to be reacting to somebody who done caught their grandpa being a freaky frog. Now, today we're reacting to this video about Oma, who caught his grandpa being a predator. If you want to see the whole video, the link is going to be in the comments down below. I am just going to be skimming through it and looking at the main parts. So I highly recommend you go check out the full video. But without further ado, I guess let's just get up in it. Pause.
Hello.
Pause. Terrible for the situation.
Hi, this is Kaiser. You probably may have seen my sister's videos, but I'm using my sister's account, and in order to use her account, I have to be in her room.
Imagine being halfway across the country at 13 years old, alone with only your little sister and a grandparent you barely know.
Hope you like the video.
But what you do know is you just accidentally found a crap load of CP. And the man who holds it, your own grandfather, is your only way home.
Oh, bruh. That's how we're starting off?
Apologies for the dramatic intro. I wasn't exactly sure how to start off a video like this. But hey, as I near 1 million subscribers, I figure what better time to make an Oma origin story video than, well...
Alright, first pause. Is there really a good way to present this? I genuinely don't think there is. Like, okay, yep, I caught my grandpa being a straight up PDF file. That's my origin story. That's why I do what I do. Like, it's respectable that you do what you do, and we salute you. But damn, son, I don't think there's a good way of starting off that story at all.
Well, now. I mean, it's not like there's ever exactly a good time to make a video about your grandfather being a serial predator. But hey, this is probably the closest it'll be to a good time.
Good time in air quotes is criminal work.
He beat the piss out of me pretty badly when I was a baby, so I hear. My mom was actually told that I was never even going to be able to walk, and I would likely be paralyzed. I grew up pretty religiously as well for the first 10 years or so of my life, going to church pretty much almost every Sunday. And you know, God teaches you to love your family. So, when eventually my grandparents reached out to my mom wanting to be in our lives, she was somewhat accepting. Like I said, I never knew my dad, and he was never in my life, but his parents wanted to be in mine despite what he had done. Initially, my mom didn't really want anything to do with them, but after a few years and, you know, being a struggling single mother, she eventually allowed them to send us things through our church. I was about 6, this went on for probably a few years, and my mom had finally decided that they had won her over enough to allow them to meet us. Us being me and my little sister, who is 1 year younger than me. Met them at Chuck E. Cheese, and honestly, I remember it being a blast. I mean, what kid isn't gonna have fun at Chuck E. Cheese? We got to know them, learned a lot about them, and we learned that my grandfather was actually a pastor, an active youth pastor at a church.
Bruh, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Why is it every time somebody that is a pastor or somebody who is in a position of power, they just get that little inkling? They're like, ooh, I got this power now. What should I do with it? And always choose the most evil, vile path. Like, what is going on, bro?
Children's ministry in North Carolina. Of course, my mom liked that and, you know, green flags, so they began to come around more and more. Not much because they lived in North Carolina, but about once or twice a year we would see them. Typically, we'd only really see them if they were, like, in town for some church reasons or occasionally family reasons, but this arrangement went on for about 7 or 8 years until I was 13 and my sister was about 12. I think I was in 8th grade at the time, and we had concocted this amazing idea to spend our spring break over in North Carolina with our grandparents.
Alright, so I will say, obviously, in this situation, it's going to be a little different because it is family, but I feel like the vetting process when it comes to leaving your kids somewhere has to be a lot stricter. We cannot just get a couple of green flags off of somebody and then leave our seedlings with them. You know, I don't think that's how that works. I feel like there has to be a couple of steps before you're like, okay, maybe I can trust this person. And even then, it's still a hardcore maybe.
There was one instance where I had mildly, like, upset my grandfather, and he kind of, like, just flipped a switch and turned into a whole new human being for a little while. It's kind of scary. Basically, there was this girl that I knew we were going to be meeting for some reason or another. I think she was like a step relative on my grandma's side or something along those lines. I'm not sure, but I knew I wasn't related to her, and I knew we were meeting her. And of course, I thought she was cute, so I did what any boy would do at the time with no game. I sent her a Facebook friend request and added her there.
He said, ha ha, boy. This is my opportunity. And, you know, I can't even judge him because we've all been there. You've been there. I know you have. You see a little cutie on Facebook. You're like, ooh, I kind of want to talk to her, but I'm also terrified. So I'm just going to send you a little friend request, maybe react to a couple of your things, and maybe we'll reach out. It never works like that. Very rarely does it ever work like that. But, you know, we like to live in our delusions.
I don't know if I thought I would lay on the charm with my Instagram posts like before I met her,
Oh,
but
that boy
I added her
drippy.
for some reason.
That boy was
Anyways,
drippy.
my grandpa, as old people do, took tons of pictures on this trip and posted them on Facebook. However, there was one particularly bad photo of me that he had posted where I just really didn't like the way I looked. It was an unflattering picture of me, to say the least. I can probably find it, but I knew he had this girlfriended,
Fair
and
enough.
I had her
Fair
friended,
enough.
and I
I don't
didn't
want no
want her to
angle
see
that
that.
of
I
me.
was embarrassed. You know, I'm a young boy in a changing body, and a girl that I knew I was meeting and thought was cute could see this ugly picture of me, so I simply asked him to delete it because I was embarrassed by it. I think a reasonable request for an insecure little boy, but
Yeah.
not to him apparently.
He basically just got super pissy about it, going like, fine, I guess I'll never get pictures of.
Excuse me? My boy said, sorry if I look different. I took a shower. Bro, you got a whole beard on. You just Hugh Jackman'd in the shower? What are we talking about? My boy went, took a shower, flexed out the fucking beard, and kept it pushing.
Super pissy about it, going like, fine, I guess I'll never get pictures of you again. Guess I don't need pictures of my own grandchildren. Kind of being a baby about it. But eventually he got over it and we went about our vacation up until the last night there. Grandfather gave me his phone to do so. I did so without issue and we got our tickets printed to go home. However, you know on phones how you can like swipe up or hit a button and see all of your open apps that are running in the background and you can swipe up or down to close them? Well, I've always had a habit of doing that. And so without even
Oh, don't tell me Pop left the receipts open. Bruh, that would be an awful way to catch him.
thinking, I did so on my grandfather's phone, just out of habit. I was habitually swiping up fast.
Oh no. Oh no. If you have been on the internet late 2000s, you know what this is. This is a forbidden place, an unholy playground for unscrupulous actions. Yeah, no, this is kick. I know it off rip.
So I closed it quick, but I realized I closed an app that had caught my eye in particular. An app that I thought it to be interesting that my grandpa even had on his phone. I'll give you a few seconds to take a guess as to what app could be so alarming. The app was Kick.
What I tell you, boy, I know my internet shit. I have been through the ringer. I was born and melded by the internet. Kick was just an awful place. That was one of the places where it was so unmonitored that if you were a child on Kick, there is like a 95% chance that you probably got groomed or something of the sort. And it's awful to say, but it's just true.
Even being 13 at the time, I knew way more than I should have about the internet. So I knew about Kick. Kick for a long time had been.
Listen, one thing I will say for a fact, I don't know how old specifically Oma is, but I will tell you, I am turning 25 this year, born in 99. Pretty much for the entirety of my growing up stage, I have been with the internet. I have been with technology. And in the early phases of that, it was completely unmonitored. So the amount of stuff that we saw that we shouldn't have, or the things that we knew that we shouldn't, that probably shaped us to the people that we are today, very, very questionable, and they probably need to be studied. But at the same time, we didn't know any better, and our parents just kind of let us do whatever for the most part.
And still unfortunately is to this day a clusterfuck of an app, known for being the go-to messaging service for child predators.
On Kick, users share messages, photos, and videos. You don't have to be friends to connect. Anyone can contact anyone. Anonymously.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Kick is one of the most popular apps that works this way. And that's the problem, according to police.
I didn't assume anything at this time, and less alarm bells rang in my head than probably should have, but it was enough to pique my interest, at least a little bit. I mean, come on, maybe Grandpa was in some church group chats. We went about the night as normally as we could, but I decided in my head that when everyone had fell asleep, I was going to sneak my grandpa's phone and have a look-see as to what he was up to on Kick. Who knows, maybe it really just was a nice church group chat, and it was my cue to find God again. It was not.
Press X to doubt.
About 1 a.m., everyone had fallen asleep for a little while. My grandpa had foolishly
video,
left his
my boy, like not even in length. I'm talking about in duration of recording, because you done went from no beard to full beard, now to like that 5 o'clock shadow. Like, I either need to know if this took a really long time to make, or you just got some superhuman ways of just growing a magnificent beard, my boy.
His phone out on the table. He also foolishly didn't have a password on it. I managed to sneakily grab his phone and then lock myself in the bathroom to begin checking it out.
Not having a password when you know you're up to some devious shit is some of the most bold and brazen actions someone could ever do, because you know what you have to be hiding. There's secret folders, there's other apps that you can hide stuff in. Like, you could have went the extra step to try and not get caught, but you just gonna leave your phone just out in the open with no goddamn protection on it and not expect people to snoop. I'm surprised people didn't snoop quicker.
He went under the name Horny Artist. Needless to say, there were
Peepaw, no. Grandpa, no. Grandpa, why? Grandpa, why? The horny artist. Like, bro, you're not even hiding it. You are just... You want to get caught at this point, basically.
no church group chats, and honestly, there was no real good explanation for why he had kicked. Unless you count having terabytes of CP as a good explanation. I wouldn't. I don't.
Terabytes? Terabytes? Are we aware of how much a terabyte is? If you don't know anything about anything in that field, a terabyte is 1,000 gigabits. 1,000 gigabits worth of CP. And not just 1 terabyte, he said terabytes, meaning multiple. That means this man probably had like 10 to 15 Baldur's Gate copies worth of CP just sitting there. What in the world? How did he not get caught sooner?
I didn't want to really record what was on his phone because I didn't want to have CP on my own phone and get in trouble. I made sure to memorize his username.
You know, for a child, that is some really far thinking. And if that was the case, bro, that is some good shit on you. I can see why you're so good at what you do now.
Ended up leaving the next day and made it home safely. Right when we got back home, I got right to work. When I got back home, I made a fake Kik profile, pretending to be a 26-year-old girl. And yes, my plan was I was basically acting like a fellow predator, 13 years old. I reached out to him telling him I was a friend of this cat girl. And we got to talking. Hey,
the finesse. The finesse. For a 13-year-old, I am blown away. I don't think I would have done this in my grown age. So, I don't know, man. I am genuinely impressed.
Friend Kit told me about you. Who? Cat? And? Just Cat. Then he immediately sends a penis picture.
Lock him up. Lock him up and throw away the key. That is not how you just start off a conversation. Be like, oh, you know my friend? Here's my junk. No, Grandpa, relax. Also, that is awful, because, like, not only did you see all of the stuff on his phone, but now you got a direct live pee-pee pic of your grandpa, and that's some crazy shit to have to live with for the rest of your life.
No words, just straight dick. You married? I asked.
Straight
By this point, I could gauge he was a sick fuck and enjoyed being a sick fuck, so I knew he probably wouldn't have an issue admitting to this. To be honest, yes.
Ew.
You? No, I'm 26. I have a boyfriend though. I mean, this right here, my age was really showing. I said that like a 26-year-old wouldn't be married. That's unreasonable. Like, does your wife know? Heck no. Better not get caught.
Oh,
Kissing
no.
emoji. I want to suck a dick. Try it. Do you have anyone?
Bro, Grandpa is a freaky frog, dude. Whoa.
Ones whose dick you can suck? LOL. Tried mine. I'm just short, LOL. You could always meet with someone. He sends another picture of his pee-pee.
That boy tried to give
What did
himself
Kat
the
say?
slurp
I asked if she
3000.
knew any hot
That's
guys
crazy.
who will send pics, and she gave me you. He then sent me a picture of him holding his wiener with his face in it. Better yet, it also said camera right underneath the image, which
Bro, he tried 0%. Literally tried 0% to not get caught. And don't get me wrong, I understand this was early on, so like, yeah, not everybody was hip and savvy to like how stuff worked. But like, bro, you did not try at all to not get caught. You just out here slanging them. And I'm like, I get it. In this situation, given the details, it would be legal. But it's like, bro, that's still, you still doing your family dirty. Like, putting your face in it is also very questionable.
on Kik means that was taken alive. Right then, in that moment, while we were texting. Where's your wife? At work. Do you have a friend you can suck off? Not
4D
yet.
chest.
So I pressed them harder, or sign depending on your relationship. I know some people would do stuff with their kids or grandkids. And then unfortunately, I got the response I was looking for. I would. With who? Granddaughter.
Not only are you a PDF file and a predator, but you are also incestuous at that. That is absolutely vile. And that's the worst part about these catches is like, especially in this situation where you are related to the person, you know, asking these questions, you're most likely going to get an answer that you do not want to hear. But like, what are you going to do? You kind of set yourself up for this position. Gots to see it through, my boy.
Oh, how old are they? 12. How often do you see them? Then his response to that was a picture of my sister just sitting at the beach in her bathing suit. That was a safer work image. It was like a Facebook image you would find on like a mom's Facebook. But obviously it's pretty disturbing to have seen.
No. Yes, it's a safe for work image or like a mom image. But if it was posted on a mom's page, it was posted in a chat where you know your grandpa's up to no good. Like the devious intentions were right there.
I was honestly speechless, so I just responded with I'll send a pic later. He then sent another picture of one of his other step-granddaughters, the one that we had met previously on this trip, who was also around our age. You know, now that I think about it, me and Grandpa were eyeing the same girl, which is not cool, dude. When did you see them last?
I felt every muscle in my body cringe at that. I knew where he was going with it, and it was crazy, bro. How are you decades apart, but y'all got the same taste in women? What is happening, bro? If I was ever in a situation where I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a girl like, damn, she kind of cute, and then I look at my grandpa, and my grandpa is giving off them same vibes, I will just like auto-defenestrate, bro. It's over for me.
He sent 2 more PP pictures and an image of a girl, clearly not 18. At this point, I just decided to leave our conversation alone, as I had pretty much got
the Jesus Peace tie-dye is criminal behavior, bro. Oh my God. The youth pastor with an iced out Jesus Peace tie-dyed shirt is not anything I expected to ever see in my life. But, you know, these predators, they moving wild. He said, my job is done.
Before I even went to the police or even told my own mom, I wanted to make people around him aware. So I messaged the mother of the other granddaughter. Excuse me, but do you have a moment to spare? It could involve your daughter.
Oh
yes?
my God,
Honestly,
he aired him
I didn't
out?
think she would take me seriously because I was a literal kid myself at the time. So I lied to her a little bit. I'm an online vigilante who catches pedophiles and stops them before they do anything to harm anyone. Unfortunately, I have hard evidence of Tom Kinsley saying and sending very illegal things. I would keep your daughter away.
Oh my God, bro. Imagine having a conversation and then getting blasted to your entire support system. I mean, he deserves it, absolutely, but that would be life-ending. Wait, 2017? That means this boy is 20? My boy, you are 20 out here putting in more work than any police force in this department. That is a big salute to you. Keep that shit up, boy. You out here keeping the streets safe.
And he then pretty swiftly underwent FBI investigation and was arrested and charged with indecent liberties with a minor, as well as 5 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Unfortunately, he bitched out like the coward we all know these child predators are, and on June 17th, 2017, took his own life in his jail cell. Hopefully,
oh my God, that's not how I expected this to end. You know, when I said it was life ending, I don't mean literally. I mean, listen, in this situation, you're already caught, your life is ruined, you're old, might as well. I guess that's his thought process. Instead of just accepting the crimes that he had committed and doing the punishment necessary, he just chose the easy way out. Good riddance. Especially nowadays with all these other predator catchers coming out, like it seems like a fad and it seems like people are just trying to get on it for clout. But anytime I watched Skeeter Jean or I watched Oma, it definitely felt like there was some actual wanting to do good, you know? It's not all for the clout. And with this background, I can totally understand why he does what he does. But also, that is an insane career path to think that you go from there to where you are now, making a successful career out of it, just making the world a better place. Bro, you did it. You found your niche, you found your lane, and you popped off. And that's some mad respect there. I want to say shout out to y'all if y'all stop by. If y'all watch the whole video, drop a like, drop a comment, share it around. I appreciate it. It would help me out a ton. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Y'all stay safe out there.